green.
That's Tebow. He's running all the way back to the left to the 5-yard line. Stretches it out. That's Anthony D. He gets out to the 25. He breaks another tackle to the 30, the 35, the 40, 50, the 45, the 40, 30, 25. There's nobody near him.
No flags.
What a play!
Anthony D goes the distance. D stands for distance. Here come the Clippers. On the low block, kick out downtown. Yahtzee. By Landry, 0-0, 0-on-0. Caruso from downtown knocks down a triple.
Two pitch. Base hit left field. Austin Suchecki gets it done.
In front of the goal mouth, they jump for it. The header finds the back of the net. Hadley Camo with a spectacular play.
And good early evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Bedford High School in beautiful Bedford, New Hampshire, home of the Bulldogs, where tonight the girls Bulldogs team has its second game of this early season in NHIAA lacrosse. This is not an NHIAA game. Why? Because they welcome an all-power from Maine, the Kennebunk Rams, and they know each other well. They have played, I think, about 10 years in a row, per coach Christine Hodgson, the 15-year coach for the Bedford Bulldogs, and she welcomes in head coach Ann Barker, who's in her 25th year. So between them, 40 years of head coaching at these two great programs. Well, let's talk about Kennebunk real first. They are perennial power in Maine in the Class A ranks. They won 59 straight games going back a little ways before they were finally upset last year in the prelims by Yarmouth, 8-7 in a rather stunning upset. They had won 3 titles in a row. But they're looking to get back into rhythm this year with a brand new team and a bunch of youth movement going on. And it should be fun to watch. Last year, they played BHS, Bedford High School, and they lost 16-8. The first time, the year before, they lost 18-7 in 2023. They also, this is worth noting, if you're a New Hampshire local regional player, fan or family member, they scrimmaged Pinkerton last week, and they were on the bottom end of a lopsided, 18-10 score or something like that. And but I got a chance to speak with Coach Barker this morning. She's assisted by Joe Bush, Jason Sullivan, Haley Moody, and Joe Schwartzman. She's got a great staff. They have compartmentalized coaching, and they know what they're doing, and they have 9 freshman players this year, folks. That is a youth movement. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Very similar. Bedford graduated 12 seniors last year, including the all-world Olivia Matthews, who's now at James Madison, All-American. So you got big shoes to fill there. Yesterday, Bedford got out hot. They had a tough scrapping game against Dover. That always happens. They were neck and neck for 3 quarters, and Bedford pulled away in the 4th, finding its rhythm, and won that one 16-7 to go 1-0. And 1-0 in New Hampshire. They are number 5 in the New Hampshire High School Sports poll. I'm part of that poll. Couldn't get to it this week. Sorry, Joe Marshallana. Last year, though, as a lot of us know, they were 13-3 in 2024. They lost 14-11 to the BG Cardinals in the semis. BG went on to play Portsmouth, who won the whole ball of wax. I got to see them yesterday. And why did I get to see them? Because my man, the highlight guy, Steve Cody, brought us out to Portsmouth, and we had a real nice day, except for when the seacoast weather turned on us, and we were glad we had our Teflon coats, if you will. So it was a great game, big start for Portsmouth. They're defending champs and a team to beat, but absolutely the Bedford Bulldogs can compete here. Why? You've got some real good players you want to watch if you're Bedford. You got Carly Hodgson-Rogers, coach's daughter. Luis Montagano is on the watch list. All New Hampshire field hockey, terrific athlete. Maddie Kiley, headed to Bucknell to play Lax D1, and she is an expert at draw control, one of the best in the state. If you don't have the rock, you don't have a chance, and she can get it done as well as anybody else. And then some youth coming in. You have to when you graduate that many players. You've got Mary Lenti, who's really making an impact, and she's a field hockey star, and she'll be the second and backup on draw control, and she can help get it done. Over on the other side, the Kennebunk Rams lost a prolific scorer in Ivy Armentrout, who is an All-American herself. Again, 12 graduated seniors, so they have big shoes to fill. And their strength per coach, Annie Barker, is their junior class. They have tons of chemistry, they say. So does Christine Hodgson, Coach Hodgson for the Bedford Bulldogs. So we have two teams similar situated as we go into this interstate battle. We got our national anthem. We'll see you on the other side.
Fans, in lieu of the national anthem, we would like everyone to remain standing and for a moment of silence to recognize the efforts of former and current Americans who are serving the United States both at home and overseas. Thank you.
Well, welcome back. Rich McDonough here for this interstate lacrosse game. We got some good introductions out of the gate, and we couldn't get our national anthem going. I did volunteer to sing it. I actually sing and play in a dad's band, and I would have been a little nervous about that. So I'm glad we had an alternative plan. So anyway, welcome back here to the Bedford Bulldogs home field here at Bedford High in New Hampshire, home of the Bulldogs. Been here a lot of times, both as a coach, as a parent, and always a great place to play a game. The fans get in deep here. They're very, very good parents, big support and class act all around. I'm friends with a lot of the parents on football, lacrosse, some hoops as well, and it's always a joy to be back up here in Bedford. Again, Bedford got out of the gate 1-0 yesterday on the strength of beating Dover. They took the Green Wave down 16-7, and this will be the first game for Kennebunk, the Rams, as they get their season going. They've had a few scrimmages and a play-in jamboree, and Coach Barker feels pretty darn good about this season. And again, both are so similar, folks. They've got a big youth movement, lots of first-year players playing, and they're eager to get their chemistry going as we get into the new season. What do you do with that regard? You play your upper-class players with your youth movement, get them some reps, some high-quality reps while you can with more experienced players. And guess what happens? By the middle of the season, you got some confidence building, you got high-quality reps, you go two ways in practice, and you no longer are inexperienced. And that's good coaching. Both of these coaches can get it done. Here we go to the draw circle. Everything is Maddie Kiley, number 3. She can win these things outright over and over again, but this one goes down to the carpet, and we have a violation, and here comes Matt. I thought it was Kylie picking up. The numerals are real small, folks, and the field play is at about 100 yards away from our booth. We will do our best to sort this out through the glare and through the changing light. As much as possible, we'll wait for the official calls rather than try to blurt one out. But here we go. Bedford gets into its early set. They're going to spin it around, get some rhythm, and get their weave going topside as they ball handle. That's the X. We call that the X behind the goal. That's the area behind the goal. Great place to feed and work some offense from underneath. All right, spinning around topside. A big cross-crease pass, looking for the stick of Mary Lenti. We just mentioned her. She was unable to handle that, even though she had a yawning goal right in front of her. And off to the races goes Cecilia Di Giovanni. Excuse me, not Di Giovanni, that's Ellie Noonan. She's a junior D/midi two-way player for Coach Barker. And finally, after a good long run, basically what we call a punt return clear, Kennebunk gets to set up shop. Wearing the royal blue, they're also trimmed with gold in some iterations of their uniforms. Bedford wearing the home whites with the black skirts today. It was raining for a while before we took the field here today. Thought it might be a gully washer, some fine Scottish weather. Look at that rotation that Kennebunk's running. They're trying to pull apart the Bedford shape of the defense right there. And all alone right there is Camden Keenan. She's a senior captain, and she gets double-teamed right there. A little bit too much contact, and is it free possession from the 8? Yep, we're going to go free possession, and it's going to be Camden Keenan, again, junior captain. She's got a free position. She's 2 hashes to the right of center. Good first step, and goes top corner, drove the far side, looked at the far side pipe, and shot the near side, and that was no doubt where that was going. Unable to make that save, and goal was 33, Irene Sy. As good as goalie as she is and as quick as she is, she's a terrific athlete all around. 3-sport athlete, tough kid, plays field hockey and ice hockey. As a goalie myself, nobody's making that save. That was just a great drive. 1-0, 9:53 mark, 2:07 gone in the first quarter. Again, Rich McDonough here with the highlight guy, my man Steve Cody, bringing you NHIAA girls lacrosse action today. All right, back to the draw circle goes Maddie Kiley. As I said, she's headed to Bucknell, and she's going to get things done. Her goal was to win it outright. So far, she's 0 for 2 in that regard, and off to the races comes Anna McCarron, picking it up and steaming down the far side, looking for the alley, but then just pulls it out and just lays off the gas, looks to set up shop. I talked to Coach Barker, as I said earlier. They have team speed, so sure you want to try to use it in transition, but you have a strong Bedford team, and you want to possess the ball, especially after the long drive from Coastal Maine. All right, we got another whistle at 9:21 on the clock. Clock will run in high school ball. And we got a foul, and all right, so that's another hash. You see the markings on the field. You've got an 8-meter arc, and then you've got a 12-meter fan around the thing, and that defines your critical scoring area. But there are 2 hash marks below the goal line, and if fouls occur back there, that's where they'll reset. All right, here was the goal scorer, Camden Keenan. She's looking to set up shop and draws another bit of contact. Bedford has come out super aggressive today. And we're going to have a free possession. That is what is awarded when you get a foul, when you're fouled in the critical scoring area. CSA, you'll hear me abbreviate it. And going to the rack was McCarron. She draws more contact. I think we're going to do it again. 8:30 on the clock and counting. So this possession is roped off almost 2 minutes so far. And this is exactly what Coach Barker wanted to do. So McCarron looking to tee things up at that 8-meter arc and the free possession. This time she passes cross crease, unable to handle it in traffic, but drawing more contact. Couldn't see the number. Oh, it was number 10. That's Maddie Dowling right there. Kennebunk's numbers are microscopic from this distance, and even though my LASIK surgery is holding strong, I can't see that far, folks. I'll do my best for you. That's good defense right there by Bedford. Turning, great topside move and more contact. Keenan draws it again. She is a vacuum right now drawing that contact. She has drawn contact 3 or 4 times in a row inside of 5 minutes. Real quick feed out of Keenan. And she's got it again, looking for more. And that's a good save. Didn't change planes or anything right there, so Keenan will want to rethink that later, but Irene Sy, yip-free goaltending, kept her feet quiet, made a good save. And that's really important for Bedford as Kennebunk was possessing. All right, here they go. They're going to squeeze. The ball carrier right there was Andy Nugent, and they brought her right into that sideline trap. That is well-schooled defense right there. And this is what we call the ride, folks. When you have to play defense and prevent the team from clearing, that's called riding. All right? And one person clear right there is Maddie Kiley. Again, going D1 to Bucknell. She's a terrific athlete, great family, good friends with them. Her mom and I went to Fairfield U together 1,000 years ago. We never met each other until we were in the stands at Bishop Girton. Good folks. And I played goalie at Fairfield back in the day. All right, here we go. Bedford on yet another possession. We're at 6:30 and counting here in the first. Oh, there's a good skip pass. Look, nothing doing. That was a good knockdown right there by Kennebunk. They came well positioned to play today. They're holding their positions. They're getting sticks into the skip lanes. And the skip lane is where, you know, the player is 2 passes or three locations away. So you want to skip it across. And if you get your sticks in the skips, as I used to say, you got a good chance of interceptions or at least a knockdown, and that disrupts the rhythm of a good offense. And Bedford will be a good offense. Handling the ball right there is Hodgson Rogers, sophomore. And that's a good take by Hodgson Rogers. She drew contact, but it went all the way in, hit the goalie, and Hodgson Rogers will have Bedford's first free po of the day. 2 hashes to the right of center. And she's a 3-sport athlete as well. You're going to see some quickness right here. And she drives the near and shoots the far. That's classic, folks. 5:33. Hodgson Rogers has tied it up 1-1. And all that work, her good first steps, her jab steps, paid off by drawing contact. And you've got to take advantage of your free possessions in women's and girls lacrosse. All right, back to the draw circle we go. Ever waiting, ever lurking right there is Maddie Kiley. And it looks like she's going to line it up against Helen Kenny. And she's really among the best in Class A at the draw control circle as well. So this is going to be a fun battle to watch this afternoon. All right, our refs for today are Jim Major and Gary Wong. I coached for a long time. Gary is a terrific ref and a good guy. All right, that one goes straight up and down. That's where Maddie Kiley has her strength. She does get it to the turf, gets it out, gets herself an outright win, but it's a good trail check, a little bit too hefty. And Jim Major was right behind trailing that call himself, and he whistles it down, gets Bedford out to the races again. They're bringing it down near side. Bedford spins it, gets it at X, and looking long and tall. That's pretty good defense right there out of Megan Taggart on a real good athlete herself, Eloise Montagano, who, like I said earlier, as we were discussing, she's on the watch list for All-State this year. High quality player who was all-NH field hockey player herself. Big skip pass, finds Hodgson Rogers. She was looking at it for a moment, decided to pull it out. That's wise, that's good IQ. Better we have it than they have it, we say. All right, she's running point guard right now. Dishes it off up top to Barry. Good skip pass right there. That'll open up the left side, and there it is. Ooh, great pass into the middle, up top side of the crease, right above the island. Unable to convert right there was Montagano, but she draws a foul in tight, and this one just trickled over the back line. So that's Montagano's dead center, and she's got those long, loping athletic steps. We'll see how fast she gets out. She does bang. That's not going anywhere but net. Montagano converts on her first free possession of the day at 4-1-1, and that will make it 2-1 for the hometown Bedford Bulldogs. So Montagano converts. As I was saying just a minute ago, you've got to take care of your free possession shots. They are lifeblood in lacrosse. I called the Tufts women, who are number 2 in the country this past weekend, and they were awesome at the free po. And let me get you caught up here. We don't bring you anything unless we stay up to date with all of the highlight guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss out on the games you want to see. So just go to YouTube. You'll find it. Search the highlight guy and hit subscribe. Tons of content right there, and we thank you in advance. All right, Bedford wins another draw. I think they won 3 or 4 out of 5. And carrying the ball right now with some good speed was LeBlanc, and she gets it down, settles it out on the sidelines in the alley. And she's drawing some physical contact and physical D. Nothing doing, though. Ellie Noonan is a good player, number 20. I was watching her in warm-ups, and she's very athletic, rangy, and she's good with her fists. She'll keep Went over the restraining line. That was, should have cut your toenails, Tegan O'Donnell. That'll be a turnover. It goes back the way. And here comes a speedy Camden Keenan getting there in a hurry as we drift down to 3:20 on the clock in the first quarter. Bedford up 2-1 after being down 1-zip early. All right, deliberately getting into Coach Barker's set, opening it up wide. You got an OC in Jason Sullivan. She loves having Jason Sullivan as an assistant coach. They're out of the box. They come up with fresh ideas, and they check it out. That's what good coaches and players do. If it fits, great. If it doesn't, do something else. Oh, that's a good roll. Beautiful roll right there by Madeline Dowling. And she draws contact, and we got a whistle at 2:46. And we're going to the top side for a free possession. Dead center for Dowling. And I was watching her run. She is, as Coach Barker said, tons of team speed. Look at that first step. She gets low, gets the ball down, and gets it up, and changes planes. Nice job by Madeline Dowling to convert that, take care of your free possessions, and she ties it up at 2. While we have that, let's talk about EarthTech Systems, which is a local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. For your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. You also get a chance to talk about Bouvier Prepare, which provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their family. If you're looking for guidance in the process for lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide personalized plan for success. Contact them at bouvierprepare@gmail.com or dial them up at 603-465-1102. Going to the dot and winning one again, and coming away with it are the Kennebunk Rams, with Helen Kenny carrying it down with some serious speed herself, puts it in her left, gets it back below GLE, and they get to set up shop for Coach Barker one more time as we are steaming down to the 2-minute mark, knotted at 2. All right, there's that rotation that Kennebunk runs to get things started, and then they pile up everybody opposite ball and then start your cut. A little bit of a spaghetti weave there. Oh, getting the top side right there and drawing foul from Tegan O'Donnell. That was another good move by Camden Keenan. She has done that all game long so far, but that first step is diabolical, and she goes back to the free po, 1:35 on the clock, and she gets a chance to put her second in of the day. Again, did not change planes, and Cy was all over that one. Right in the bucket, didn't have to make her move, but she kept her feet square, kept her hips square to the shooter, and no matter what happens, that's good technical goaltending right there. Goalie to goalie, I appreciate you. All right, they dodge another bullet, do the Bulldogs. And bringing it up with some speed is Tegan O'Donnell. They're baiting her into that trap, and now she's bracketed by 3. Too much contact in the sphere, up in the sphere right there. You don't want to check people in the neck or the chin or anything. Even if you're in guys lacrosse and you're wearing helmets, can't do it. It's a safety rule, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's everything good about it. In fact, finally, getting some breathing room is Melanie Gibson, who's an experienced D leader for Coach Hodgson. And she settles it down. You could see her senior leadership and poise right there. Again, one of only 2 seniors on this Bedford squad. 35 seconds left in the first quarter. We're knotted up at 2 in a pretty good back-and-forth game between interstate powers here in Bedford and Kennebunk. That one's going to sail high. Nice job playing the miss by Helen Kenny. And you can hear her teammates barking out what time she has left. There we got remains to be seen whether they're calling a card or not.
19 seconds, please.
All right, they want to reset to 19. We had 8.7 on the clock. They're resetting to 19 seconds. And we'll get the restart from the 12-meter fan. So you got 2 essentially semicircular. One is the inside. It's an 8-meter arc, and we're seated at the 12-meter fan that goes all the way around, almost the circumference of the 6x6 cage out there. We'll talk more about field and space and diagrams in a minute. All right, looks like Bedford's content to run this out as the clock is about to run out. We're down to 1, down at 0. And you hear the horn. Exciting first half. Feeds, checks, free possessions, a couple of great saves from Cy, and that leaves us at 2-2 as we head to the intermission, our first intermission in between the first and second. Again, it's Rich McDonough here for the highlight guy and my buddy Steve Cody. They're going to take a break. We're going to do the same, and we'll see you on the other side of this.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
And welcome back to the home of the Bulldogs, Bedford High School in Bedford, New Hampshire, on this dank, dreary, rain-swept day. Seems to be breaking from the south right now, and we'll hopefully get some clear weather. We had a clear weather start for no rain, but foggy weather for the start of this game, and we're knotted up at 2 of these two state powers as visiting Kennebunk Rams from Kennebunk, Maine are here at Bedford. And they've seen each other 10 times. I think this is number 11, according to Coach Hodgson. And again, it is 2-2. Kennebunk started out on the strength of a goal by Camden Keenan, making it 1-0. Bedford came back with 2 goals of its own, courtesy. And then Kennebunk finished it off, tying it up at 2-2 just before we got out of our first quarter. And real exciting back and forth. Like I said before we had the break, some nice goaltending. Got to change planes on this goalie, Irene Cy. She's quick. She's an ice hockey girl and a laxer, field hockey as well. So you're not going to fool her much. So you better change planes, go from high to low, fake low, go high, get her moving, get her off her center of gravity. She's too cagey and seasoned an athlete at this point, even though she's a junior. And you're just not going to mess with Irene Cy. So you got to change the way you shoot, and you got to have good shot selection. That was one of the keys for Bedford, per Coach Hodgson. She wants better IQ on their shot selection. But I tell you, Kennebunk has been really stingy, denying a lot of good shot opportunities and shooting lanes for the Bulldogs so far. We'll see how Coach Hodgson can mix things up. They've got the ball, 11:20 on the clock, 12-minute quarters in girls high school lacrosse. And pretty good stack up top. Look at the top center right there. We'll see what they do out of that. Pick and pick away, kind of trade positions, get the people looking at ball. And this one rolls out. And the rule, folks, if you haven't heard this one, is, well, that was just a turnover. But if there's a shot, it's whoever is closest to the ball at the moment it goes out of bounds gets possession. So that's why you see those great chases to the side and behind the goal in particular. And here we go with Camden Keenan again. So fast. Puts that in her left. Misses low on the pass. And that might trickle out of bounds, and that's going to be an unforced turnover. Drives coaches crazy. And I've said to people over and again, as a longtime coach myself, that's what causes gray hair. Has nothing to do with age or genetics. It's all about unforced turnovers. Anyway, Bedford ball. Up the field goes Makita Barry. She's a fast and captain. She is a junior as well. And draws big contact right there, courtesy of the trailing Anna McCarran. And that's too much contact. We got a whistle, but a quick restart ensues as we hit the 10-minute mark here in the second quarter. 2-2 at Bedford High School. Again, Bedford is one of the perennial powers in this New Hampshire NHIAA Division I, and they're going to contend again this year. Obviously, Portsmouth is the juggernaut right there. Again, as I said, when we got out of the gate here having our opening discussion, we saw Portsmouth yesterday, and they have 4 D1 commits, and you can see why they are the team to beat. JoJo Curro's got herself another great team. They don't rebuild, they reload, folks. All right, 9:25 in the first. Handling the ball again is Barry. Kind of a big stack up top, dead center at the 8-meter mark. We'll see what they do with that. They're waving everybody through, back up and down. They're trying to get Kennebunk to bend their shape. Change their shape. That'll open up some gaps, either off ball or if you have the ball yourself, you can escalate. Big pass into traffic. Maddie Kiley unable to handle that one. She does pick up the ball, but she was at the island right there and was already looking at the net. And we got yet another whistle. Lots of physical contact so far in this game, especially inside the 8. And this time below GLE after that loose ball. And Kiley will start with the free possession back at that 5-yard deep arrow. Below GLE, if you hear me say GLE, that's goal line extended. It's the goal line across the 6x6 cage, and it goes out to either sideline. We call it GLE, goal line extended. All right, extended possession right here for the Bulldogs. 8:25 on the clock. Knotted up at 2. Unable to grow 5 feet is Leah LeBlanc, but she does chase down that loose ball on the sidelines and looks to set up shop one more time. All right, kind of balanced offense right there. Now we got cutters going through, top side and low side. Pass was way too wide. Nice play in the miss. That's the second time Bedford has played a missed pass and retained possession. Real good job right there by Mary Lenti after that pass was a little bit too wide for Montagano. Yeah, the ref clearing things up. It's going the other way. Back to blue, he says. And here, clearing is an art. And look at Bedford, trapping. We bait you into your green space, and we're going to close the gap when you're looking the other way. Nice job. Stays with Kennebunk. There's no clock on the field such that you have to get it over in 20 seconds, kind of like the men's and boys game. And carrying it down with some real good speed right there. Nice job. Punt return clear by Anna McCarran. And she does her job, as Belichick used to say, getting it over to the offense and setting up shop for Coach Barker. 7 even on the clock in the second quarter, our first half. And we're still knotted up in 2 in this defensive-minded game so far. It's not for lack of trying. It's just some good defense, maybe a few missed opportunities. But I think the girls will settle down and get this thing rolling. And here comes that nice defense. Excellent job. Draw the slide, fire somebody to the gap right there. Down the seam, down the slot we go. And Kennebunk goes up 3-2 at the 6:40 mark. And that was courtesy. Yeah, we're telling you, we try to get it in traffic. Sometimes you can't. But it was Ellie Noonan, thought so, didn't want to jump the gun. Official score, my man Steve has it. Ellie Noonan, she gets on the board, and 3-2 for Coach Barker's visiting Rams out of Kennebunk. And we're going to have a timeout on the field, probably an appropriate timeout, maybe rediscuss things. Coach Hodgson knows how to do this stuff. While we have a break, let me tell you about Earth Tech Systems. We just did. Let's tell you about them again. They're the premier green heating and cooling technology company around here. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. And then I got to tell you about my buddy Steve here, Steve Cody up in the booth. He is the highlight guy. So if you're looking to play sports in college, my son was recruited. Both of them were, actually. And if yes, then let the highlight guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, film sporting events, and live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by colleges. With the highlight guy, you are the star. Let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. The Highlight Guy is no hyphens, no dots, no nothing but good service, Steve. Also a buddy of mine. So, and we're both BG parents. So, anyway, again, Rich McDonough here with Steve Cody, the Highlight Guy. Happy to be at Bedford. Here comes the sun, folks. 6:40 on the clock, and it's 3-2 on the scoreboard as we hit 6:16 on the terrestrial clock. And the shadows are getting long from the stadium behind us right here off to our west and casting those shadows away. The lights are on. There's glare, and there's glare coming from this direction, and there's glare coming from behind. It should be real interesting for players who are down camped out to our right side of the camera, down around the 20, the 10, and trying to feed or trying to catch from a corner pass. And we'll keep our eye on that. Mother Nature plays all kinds of interesting dynamics in any contest you see. So again, we're at 3-2, courtesy of that recent goal for Kennebunk, courtesy of Ellie Noonan, the talented defensive midfield junior. And back to the all-important face-off dot we go. You got to have the rock if you want to win the game. All right, and showing herself right here is Mary Lenti. Coach Hodgson said she'd back up Maddie Kiley. She's an addition to Maddie Kiley. I won't say back up. And she's a great athlete, making an impact even as a first-year player. And you love seeing that. All right, so Lenti goes up to the dot. Got a ball down on the turf, 50-50 ball ensues. And once again, McCarran, she has been a hoover out there picking up ground ball. Number 3, she drifts back into the sunlight with another draw control win for the Kennebunk Rams. Up 3-2 and looking to create more. Now, Coach Hodgson said she might go hard player on player D at times, maybe pack it in, give them a bunch of different looks. They started pretty packed in, and Kennebunk said, okay, thank you very much. We'll take it. Now they're running a bit of a pick away, a little bit of a rotation inside. We'll see what that does to the Bedford D. Oh, that's a great head fake. And this one hits pipe. I tell you what, Cy might have gotten a piece of that too, but it definitely hits pipe. Goalie's best friend, I'll tell you that, personal experience. And another ground ball for Kennebunk and some big contact courtesy of Kiley. And we'll get a quick restart here. We're at 5:33 on the clock. And again, Kennebunk up 3-2. Start now with it is as we said, trusty McCarran. She's got the ball, creeps inside. That is a wonderful jab step hitch move, really good. You pick it, jab step. It's a hitch. Terrific dodge right there, and she buries it. McCarran showing that she has got mega chops going into this 2025 season for Coach Annie Barker.
Goal by number 3, Anna McCarran.
And back to the dot we go. Same foes as last time. Lenti about to not duke it out here with Kenny. And Kenny, for her part, again, one of the best in Class A in the draw control game. Beyond important. Possession, 9/10 of the law. And that's a great, great draw control move by Lenti. Backed it out, recognizing there was nobody across there, and she just worked it up to the opposite side of the field, chased it, knowing that she knew where it was going. Nobody else was going to catch her at that point. Nice job. 5 minutes even coming up on the clock, 4-2. for the visiting Kennebunk Rams. And now the top side of that Bedford offense is looking right into that sun as it drops down to the rooftops. Yep, got a heavy check on the wrists right there. So Maddie Kiley goes to the lowest hash right there. Division I bound player, has a good athletic step, and that's a great play. She looked all goal. Cutter came in. Great finish after a beautiful feed, a really beautiful feed. Barry takes a nice feed from Kiley and cuts the 2-goal lead in half and makes it 4-3 at the 4:29 mark. So Makita Barry, that's a good handle, but even better play scripted right there. Just a terrific look by the very seasoned Kiley. Drew everybody, the heads were all turned, and then Barry just cruised down the seam and was wide open. Handle it, caught it, loaded, back of the net. All right, back to the draw circle we go. And you can see all the players looking into the sun, squinting. Another nice win right there for Mary Lenti. She's done that twice in a row, and it's paying dividends. Next time we'll probably see a Kennebunk player go to the opposite side of the circle right there. And we got a conference galore on the sidelines right there. I think they were looking to reset. Somebody might have been out of position or went in. All right, but Bedford retains the ball. They're looking right into the sun, but they're eager to repeat what they just did, tie this baby up. Briefly unable to handle that was Hodgson Rogers right there. She gets it back. Terrific athlete. We've seen her in action already. That's a good look. Unable to close that one out and catch it was Montagano. And back down the field comes the Rams after they take that turnover. Nice job getting over the sideline. That's Kenny again, so fast. And she gets it inside, gets to the under the restraining line. It's 30 yards from the goal line, and you'll see the 30-yard line right there, and it's marked in blue on this multi-use field here. That'll be the restraining line. Defense, you'll see the defense lining up right there. That's a good move right there by Keenan, and she takes a good hard check inside. It was a clean check, ball to the turf, and once again, McCarran vacuums that one up, keeps the ball for the Rams, and they stay on offense as we're down to 3 minutes left in the second quarter. McCarran handling, she's got that quick step, very dangerous, and now Bedford is on edge watching her carry the ball. Yep, you see, got a backer right there. Everybody's ready to jump on her, but that'll open up a backside feed and maybe some green space underneath from somebody coming from behind. Oh, going left right there. That is a beautiful lefty take and drive by Camden Keenan, and she puts it home, and that makes it 5-3 at the 2:32 mark. Great little move by Camden. It was all set up by the terrific ground ball and the very dangerous ball handling work of her own, McCarran.
Goal by number 6, Camden.
Now look, folks, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, let's talk to Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal, and she's a luxury realtor. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and she can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire, so call Deb at 603-945-2763 or email deb@thedowgroup.com. And again, that's all one word, no hyphens, no dots. And if you like what you're seeing and hearing with our live stream and think you'd like to advertise, please do with the highlight guy, or just want any more information. Steve will give you the winning lottery numbers. Just email him at steve@thehighlightguy.com. Again, no hyphens, no dots, thehighlightguy.com. And we are, again, as I said, 2:37 on the clock here in our second quarter. We got a conference, big-time conference at the 50-yard line between the two head coaches. like to be a fly on the wall over there. So again, even though we have interstate rivalry, this is the 11th time they've met per Coach Hodgson, and they really like doing this. I mean, this is a good thing. It gets players looking big time. You know, you're thinking focus. You're more you're out of your regular old zone, and you get to think interstate. You don't get any points for it either way, but you know, thinking bigger about your game, and plus among the young players who watch this, it gets more buzz going, and that's a great thing. Gets more kids into youth ball, club ball, and you see a lot of kids play each other for years and years and years, particularly in coastal Maine where the club scene is very active, and a lot of those girls for Kennebunk on the Rams have played with each other for years. Not so much Bedford because they're kind of spread out a bit. And just fun to watch, and it creates a lot more excitement for the fans on both sides. All right, all-important draw control about to happen if they can ever get this thing set. The girls and the women's, they go vertical here. Men, you've seen them, they crouch over in kind of a motorcycle grip. And just some of the cool differences between the men's and women's games, the girls and boys games. But either way, it's just wonderful sport to watch. And we're going to have a redraw. Maddie Kiley picks it up, helps out the zebra. 2:37 again on the clock here in the second. And Kennebunk up 5-3. Again, 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Great job again by Mary Lenti. They got to probably scope that move out and understand where it's going. But, you know, she's smart, intelligent enough and seasoned enough, even as a first-year player, to recognize that she's got that field to herself, and if she can get an athletic move, she can get there first and has 3 times in a row. Good job by Lenti. Bedford with the ball. I think this is an important trip for them right here. They were looking to tie it up, and all of a sudden it's 5-3. And Bedford's been, Kennebunk's been getting a lot of ground balls. So they don't take care of the ball, use your possession here, at least get one down before you go to halftime. And look, with the sticks up, that is good coaching right there. Lots of communications by the girls in blue right now. You got backside cutters. There's one wide open, can't find her. It was a hard-cutting Montagano. This finally hits the dirt. Who's going to win this ground ball? That's a great ground ball by Kiley. She rounds the top side. Oh, and I saw what happened there. She brought that ball back to load it up to shoot, and it was rolling in her cross. And by the time she was ready to pull the trigger, it was at the top of the stick and went high. Otherwise, that with her talent, that's back of the net. Oh, and a good look inside, good handle, good catch, and a nice feed. Back of the net, folks. That one's going nowhere but in. And Brielle Thompson was unable to stay with that one. Nobody's going to. When you're 2 feet away from the crease.
Bedford goal by number 2, Eloise Montagano.
And we just mentioned Montagano, and she was so active in that set. Made herself available, catch it loaded, bury it. Good job. That was a terrific possession by the Bedford Bulldogs. Good job. It is now 5-4. And with Lenti winning so many face-offs, my bad, that's the men's game right there. So many draw controls. She's won 3 in a row, and they've scored on 2 of those. You like your chances if you're Bedford. They've got a timeout in pocket, I believe. Yes, they do. And we might see that if they can get possession. But you got to get the rock. And look, this time we got players opposite side of the circle. Not a bad person to have opposite side right there in Anna McCarran, who has turned into the ground ball champ today. And this one's more of a 50-50 ball, make it 100. They finally sniffed that one out, did the Kennebunk Rams. They have 2 timeouts. I wouldn't bet against the TO for Coach Barker. 25th season, she knows exactly when to use these things. All right, Kenny probing the top side. Nothing doing right away. Down to 41 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time. No need to rush. And again, we have a feeder at X right now looking directly into that sunshine. Very difficult. Good rotation. We got a mirror look, a two-person mirror. That's great, getting her to her left hand. Unable to bury that right there was McCarran. Well, she had a good look at the far corner, couldn't drop it. But Kennebunk wins the chase. 15 seconds left. One chance, one gasp. What can they do? There goes a clear through. Top side looking to create is Dowling. She rolls out. Good defense right there by Bedford. Nice patient defense. Didn't get crazy. And the horn sounds. Very, very exciting, entertaining first half. Filled with ups and downs, some good saves, a lot of good ground balls. And then we're seeing some excellent draw control work by both teams. We exit the first half, folks. The visiting Kennebunk Rams are up 5-4 over the host Bedford Bulldogs here on Bedford turf. Again, Rich McDonough with thehighlightguy.com. We are so happy to be bringing you NHIAA Girls Division I Lacrosse. We're going to take a break. It's going to be a short halftime. 5-minute halftime was the order of the day because things got off late. So we'll see you soon, folks. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
And welcome back to Bedford High School in Bedford, New Hampshire. We are presenting NHIAA Girls Division I Lacrosse. It is not both NHIAA teams. We have a visiting team in the Kennebunk Rams coming in from coastal Maine, making the hour and 45-minute drives. Top of the heap in Class A, have been for years, a very deep program run by Coach Annie Barker in her 25th year. And Bedford hosting the Rams this year under the leadership of Coach Hodgson, Christine Hodgson, in her 15th year. And Kennebunk came to play. They got off the bus late and in the rain. They got a quick warm-up in, and they came to play, and it is 5-4 for the visitors. And it was an action-packed first half where Kennebunk got out 1-0. Bedford went up 2-1, tied. Kennebunk went up 3-2, and Bedford drifted a little bit behind, closed it out to 5-4 on some good face-off play courtesy of Mary Lenti to get possession and get some looks at the goal. And we ended up consequently at 5-4 as we closed out that first half. Very exciting. Well done. And we're going to see what transpires here out of the gate. I think if you're Bedford, want to get out to a hot start, win this face-off. And here we go. Lenti's almost able to get that one. It goes down to the turf, not her preferred side of the field. And then the hunt is on. Hodgson Rogers gets outworked right there. Picking it up in traffic was Maddie Dowling. Great ground ball. GBs, baby. GBs win games. As I always told the fellas and the boys when I was coaching them, low man wins. So we used to do all kinds of drills where you get low and get gnarly, get the ball, and get to green space. Good job by the Rams. 12-minute quarters again in girls lacrosse. There's no shot clock, unlike the women's game and the men's game. Women's game being 90 seconds, men having an 80-second shot clock. We don't do that here. All right, that's a nice rotation there, a roll by Dowling. She did that 3 times. This time it goes down to the deck, and off to the races go the Bulldogs. That's a great run right there. Looking to create. That's Melanie Gibson right there. Good feed inside. Hard check. Handling the ball is Barry, and it goes out of bounds. The check is what caused that to go out of bounds, and it deflected off a Kennebunk foot, and so it stays with the Bulldogs. Montagano rolling back, gives it up, and they bring it up from top to bottom, below GLE to above GLE. The good playing Lenti looks to create, but look how Kennebunk is packing it in down low. When they go down low, they're daring the Bulldogs to skip pass across the entire offense, whether it goes top to bottom, left to right. And that's where the talented defensive six. There is a good move. The seam was opened up. Everybody was ball watching. Bedford couldn't hang on to it, but picking it up finally, right by the restraining line, is Makita Berry, and she resets. That's a good job not forcing it. Sometimes, you know, the action's crazy, a little bit mixed up off the ground ball, but she just settled it down, get back into your offense, wait for your cutters, and she is one of them. Catches it loaded, can't get the drop, but it does go to the ground, and she draws contact, and we're going to a first free possession of the second half. And Barry is one hash to the right of center. Marked right there by Noonan. We'll see what she does. Gets in tight, and we had a goalie change. I was waiting for that one. We had a goalie change for the Kennebunk Rams. That's Eliza Nass. Coach said they might split halves, and true to form, they did. And I was watching her warm up. She has very good square movements. She stays to the ball. She keeps her head over the ball when she brings it into her bucket. So I like what I'm seeing right there, and she's able to make that first stop. And the free possession, it's Kylie. She brings it around. Trying to go topside, can't do it. Kennebunk's doing a good job preventing people from getting topside. There's your skip pass. Unable to handle it there was Lenti down to the dirt. And here go the Rams off to the races. Carrying it with some good speed right there is Dowling. She just does her job, gets it down inside the offensive third, and looks to set up shop, waiting for her line mates to come. And at 8:45, they get another possession. Boy, Bedford had a couple good looks right there, unable to convert. That was an important trip. We'll see how that shapes up as we go along. Mark that one down, the 9-minute possession right there. All right, here comes Kennebunk. They're up 5-4, looking to double that to 6-4. Pretty good move, getting low, but drawing, looked like a check on the fists right there, taking it from Tegan O'Donnell, and a free possession for the very speedy Keenan. She's scored twice from there already. Let's see what she can do from here. There's that good first step. Nice closeout by Kylie, but too much contact getting into the sphere right there. And back to the free po dot we go. 2 hashes to the right of center. And watch that first step again. Bang, with the left. She's so good. She looks far side, shoots the near, and the goalie's unable to stop that one right there. That's just too close, too hard, too much stuff in the back of the net. 6-4 for the visiting Rams, courtesy of yet another goal by Keenan. And that'll be her third. She got herself a hattie already, folks. She's playing herself a game. And Mary Lenti for the Bulldogs goes back, lines it up against Kenny. They've seen each other 4 or 5 times already. Let's see what she does. Far side is open. That's what Lenti likes. She's been putting it out to herself over there, but she's flipped around on the other side of the field this time, so her strong side is more toward our camera right here. Oh, she pulls it back to herself. That was a good idea. And she comes up with that. It's a very, very important draw control right there by Lenti. And she is flexing. She came in as, you know, the next person up as far as the draw circle goes with the All-American considered Maddie Kiley. And Lenti's just got the right chemistry for this draw circle today. Done a really good job getting her team possession when they've needed it. And she has the ball back. This one gets to the deck, and it might roll dangerously out toward the restraining line, but it doesn't. She controls it, gets it back inside, and Bedford lives and breathes. Puts it in her left, looking for the wing. Nothing doing out there. Just trying to pull the defense outside, get them complacent, get their heads turning, and see what you can do on the backside. Bedford in a wide open set right here. Nobody in the middle, nobody picking through or cutting. Not yet. Let's see what the next 20 seconds brings. But Kennebunk content to pack it in. And this one has too much pace, rolls off the stick of Drown and out of bounds. Oh, man, what a turnover. That's unfortunate. If you're Bedford, you had a good possession going when you found yourself down 2 goals. Got to take care of that one. Remember that one at the 6:30 mark. And here comes the track star, seemingly, Keenan. She gets a punt return touchdown of her own, 6:10 on the clock, and another possession for the Rams, up 6-4 and looking to go up 3. No urgency here if you're wearing blue. Here comes that rotation. They're looking to cut backside. And there it is. Oh, the seam almost opened up at the island there. Good job in traffic picking that one up if you're the Bulldogs. Boy, they needed that defensive stand right there because they almost had the lock picked. And it hit the carpet. And off to the races goes Gibson one more time. Almost gets ridden out of bounds and does. Why? Because you had a little bit of a push from behind, cross-check if you will. Hey, stay up to date with all the Highlight Guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss out on the games you want to see. Just go to YouTube, search the Highlight Guy, and hit subscribe. We thank you in advance. All right, Bedford with the ball. 5:09 on the clock, which keeps rolling. It'll stop inside of 2 minutes, 1 minute, if we get down toward the end of the game and you've got a free possession, critical scoring area type of thing. But for now, Bedford has been stalled, in a stall for a while. They've got to get out of the doldrums here and get some rhythm. But you don't want to force it. You're only 2 goals down. Like hockey, it's the worst lead in hockey. It's the worst lead in lacrosse, and that's just offensive interference right there. We might get our first card of the day. Yeah, we do. We got a yellow coming, so it's not even a green. That's going to be a 2-minute foul on Kennebunkport, and that might be just what the doctor ordered if you're the Bulldogs. That one goes against Plamondon, and she's going to sit. 2 minutes on the clock, so your player up for that much. Again, if you score, it's released, kind of like hockey and lacrosse. It's not a locked-in penalty unless the ref calls it. You see kind of the prayer hands overhead if it's locked in. All right, so 7-on-6 right now. Oh, skies over the head. That's about the 4th miss that Bedford's been able to play, but this one trickles off the cross. Oh my goodness, Montagano had it, and she just looked up at the heavens and said, what the heck happened there? Boy, that's a wasted opportunity. The first card of the day and the first player up opportunity. That hurts. So we've had a couple of missed possessions here by the Bulldogs. Couple of ground balls that didn't go their way, and if you're wearing white, you're not enjoying what is happening at the moment. And we got a timeout on the field. That gives us a chance, of course, to talk about Earth Tech Systems again, great sponsor of ours. They're a local premier heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. And who knows, with the pace of the game, why don't we talk about Bouvier Prepare one more time. They provide comprehensive college recruiting and consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process for lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. Contact them at Bouvier Prepare. Bouvier is spelled B-O-U-V-I-E-R, prepare @gmail.com, or dial them up 603-465-1102. Again, 603-465-1102. And in this day and age, the Highlight Guy and Bouvier Prepare are really important for student athletes if you're looking to go next level, or even just learn more about what the next level has all about in front of you, even if you're not going to play sports. Goodness knows I could have used that when I was 17 and making silly decisions. So that's all right, though. What do you know when you're 17? Not a whole lot. Well, what we know right now is there's 3:58 on the clock. It is 6-4 for the visiting Kennebunk Rams. And they've put a nice, deliberately paced game together. They've been possessing it long, and that was all caps, and that was after my coach to Coach chat with Coach Annie Barker right there. She just said we've got to possess against a team like the Bedford Bulldogs, and they certainly have taken her words to heart and executed that game plan. Consistent with that game plan, they were going to split halves with the goalkeepers, done so. The other key for Coach Barker was shot placement. Check that box so far, and they want to protect the ball. And against, this usually disciplined Rams team has shown why these scouting reports are accurate. They have stayed out of the box until just recently, but they instantly fended off a player up possession for the Bulldogs, got the ball back, and that's why we have the ball at this end of the field, and Kennebunk looking to go on offense. Now, they're still player down, so realize that. That's why you only have 6 in the box right there. So they're content to keep it way outside, make Bedford run for it, and you've always got an outlet right there. Nearest the ball to our right side is Cam Keenan. And Bedford trying to push the action, press out right now. No dice, especially when the speedy Keenan's waiting in the wings right there. Look at that first step. Amazing. She's going to use all of that box right there. Drifts outside. She's got relief if she needs it. There's a skip pass, but Bedford is baiting the skip pass to go below goal line extended right there. Keenan's having none of it. So she goes topside. She's trying to draw 2 and get a little relief valve to her left. Even a skip pass down middle. Nothing doing, just wise lacrosse. Can't tell what's on the penalty. Possibly 10 seconds left. And it looked like Kennebunk might have been checked out of bounds. So it stays with blue. Penalty is served. It's over. We are all even. Back to 7-on-7. 7-on-8 if you include the goalie, but we don't. All right. And we got an offensive. Illegal check inside. We're going to free possession. 2 hashes to the left of center. Can't see the number. Oh, that's a big shot. Ricocheted off the helmet and in. Refs are going to talk about it, it seems. But for now, the goal is on the board. Yep, they confirm it. And that was another goal for Kennebunk. That's her second of the game. That's McCarran. She's been a ground ball machine today, and she gets her second of the game, and she makes it 7-4. And I tell you, this is a heck of an effort by the Kennebunk Rams. Well scouted were the Bulldogs, patient, taking their coach's words to heart are the Rams, and they're on top 7-4. It's been close, and you don't want to say pulling away, but at the pace of this game, 7-4 is a kind of significant lead. Mary Lente's got to make an impact right here. So back to the dot. She lines up against Helen Kenny again. By now they know each other real well. All right, both righties. You may have noticed that when you watch women's and girls lacrosse, you can both be on the same side of the line. Not so in the men's and boys games, but these 2 righties will do what they do best. We'll see what happens. Lente would prefer to go to her left, but last time she went to her right there, kind of like at a 45-degree angle and got the ball loose. Almost does it again, but waiting for it was Kenny, and she jumped it, plucked it out of the air, and off to the races, unmarked so far, but now finally repelled by Nugent. Nugent, one of those steady returning defenders for Coach Hodgson. But one more possession. It's just huge if you're wearing blue, or any team, but Kennebunk has really upped the ante today with getting possession after possession. Back to that open set. They play the miss this time and go to corner. 1:30 on the clock. Time is not Bedford's friend right now, but they're very athletic. They can make things happen in a hurry, but you got to have the ball to do it. At some point, Bedford may have to press out and take a chance. They're packed in pretty tight right now, And Kennebunk just content to wheel it around the outside, spin it. Well coached. All right, we're under a minute left here in our third. 7-4 Kennebunk. Finally looking to get into some recognizable offense. There's that three-player cycle around the crease right there. And that offers the fast Keenan, but what a save in close. Cy just read that one all the way, got a quick stick right over, windmilled it, and stopped that one. But we got a whistle, a stoppage on the play, and back to the free po 8-meter we go. And it looks like it's Keenan again. No, it's not Keenan, excuse me. It's Elia, number 5. That's a good closeout defense. I tell you what, it won't be in the scorebooks, but great job closing from the left side by Nugent. Got that ball off trajectory, and it went over the goal. But down to we got unforced error, but we're going to rule a violation right there. Bedford able to keep it, but there's only 20 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter. So these long possessions are paying off for the visiting Rams. I thought we might have a higher scoring game, but early in the season, you know, the passing IQ isn't as great as it will be in about 2 weeks. We'll see. But boy, good game plan by Coach Barker so far. Well executed by the Rams. And that takes us to 7-4 after 3 quarters here at the home of the Bulldogs at Bedford High School. They're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to do the same. Rich McDonough with the highlight guy. Glad you're with us, everybody.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
And welcome back to our fourth quarter here at Bedford High School, home of the Bulldogs, where the Bulldogs, as the hosts, are being rudely treated by their guests from Kennebunk. The Rams are up 7-4. They had a very strong third quarter right there, a very strong game all over, but it was 5-4 at the half. It's been a slow-paced game. No, I won't say slow pace, just a defensive-minded game where you had long possessions, packed-in defenses, not many people taking chances, and Bedford finding themselves down 7-4 going on their home field and going into the fourth. Probably going to have to unpack that defense and get out on some hands and maybe take away a topside cut and, and take a risk. Get somebody rotating underneath. Get your backers and your crash downs going inside, because this slow down, molasses-like pace is not paying dividends for the Bulldogs. Certainly is for the Rams. 7-4. They had 2 in the third, and consequently, they are up 3, and back to the draw circle we go. There's the example I just said. The 2 girls are on both sides of the line. You can do that to accommodate for left-handed, right-handed. unlike the men's and boys games. Really excited. I love watching the women's and girls draw circle controls. It's just incredibly competitive stuff inside. And then you got two people on the circle for each team, and boy, it can get a whole lot of fun. You get those 50-50 balls, and the race is on. Again, our officials today are Jim Major and Gary Wong. Oh, boy. That one rolls around. You got to have everything completely set still, or else they won't blow the whistle. Usually I say the refs have dinner on the stove, but I guess not tonight. They can pick up takeout on the way down. There we go. Whistle goes up, ball goes left, nearest our camera, and the fight is on. It's a physical game, doesn't matter. Down to the dirt. Maddie Kiley's going to control that one, gets herself a win. Got to have it. Oh, boy, this one squirts. It's totally low, and it's headed for the yellow. Can't beat it out of bounds was Montagano. Oh, boy, that is a tough, unforced error as we start the fourth quarter with Bedford trailing 3. Kennebunk had been winning a number of draw control efforts, and Kiley was able to get a hold of that one and couldn't do anything with it. Here comes steaming down the near side is Maddie Dowling. One more time. It's about the third punt return style clear she's had. We got a whistle on the field, 11:11 on the clock. Could not see what Jim Major just called. But they're shooing Maddie Kiley out north of the restraining line. She camps out right there, and we're ready for a restart. Looking to pick it up is Barry. But that just delay right there, that ticked off 15, 20 seconds just getting that ball reset. And again, the Rams are in possession. 7-4 in a slow-paced game. They're in control. And you can see Bedford pressing out just a bit more, trying to force the action. The Rams almost took it. They had a cutter in the slot, couldn't get it to her, and it rolled free, but another ground ball for the Rams. See, Bedford's trying to shut off the adjacent pass right now, and McCarran having none of that. She backs it out and now carries it down the slot, and the alley gives it up. Trying to get topside, can't do it right there. Can't see that number from out here. In fact, 8 is not even on our roster. Do what I can to get you that. All right, McCarran carries, gets topside. Nice step and a good juke fake. She draws contact, though, and it's inside the 8, so I guess we're going to get a free po. We'll see. Yep, and she's going to go 2 hashes to dead center, to the right side, the far side. And with her righty over there, that's going to be good feeding grounds for her. 1 hash to the center, excuse me. And she's bracketed right there by Drown. We'll see if Drown can close that gap. Can't see who's on her right side. Might be O'Donnell. That's a good, hard, fast move, and buries it back of the net. 9:30 on the clock. Double it up, folks. 8-4. Wow, that was a great take and a beautiful first step.
Kennebunk goal by number 3, Anna McCarran.
And that's McCarran's 4th goal of the day. Let's tally it up here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, excuse me. 3rd goal of the day, so she gets a Hattie, and she joins Camden Keenan in that department. And Kennebunk, which was real close with Bedford just a quarter and a half ago, is now up 8-4. In this kind of game, that's a tough lead. So Maddie Kiley's got to come up big here. She's at the dot wearing number 3 and lining up. Jim Major trying to get them set quickly, not wasting any time now. Bedford, got to find the gas pedal here, folks. Now, as a card-carrying referee, first game is tough. Just like players and coaches, you got to get into rhythm, and it takes a week or 2 in the season to get that thing dialed up, but they will. A lot of experienced refs here in New Hampshire. We need more of them. Need more refs. So if you got a little time on your hands, you want to make $75 or $100, we need you. Get on out there. Go to nfhs.com and that's National Federation of High School Sports, and look to see if you can get in the ranks. It's a lot of fun, too. All right, Maddie Kiley catches in traffic. Down in the dirt we go. Let's see who comes up with the crumbs right here. Looks like it might be Kennebunk. Nope, goes up top. And we got to push inside, and it's going to go Kennebunk's way. Just too much contact underneath. And at 8:46, the girls in blue are back on the attack. Well, first things you got to do is clear. But, geez, you give it to Camden Keenan. Or, excuse me, that one's Kenny. Both of them are fast, and you can expect to clear. But this one squirts away from Kennebunk, able to pick it up. Good trail check, but too good a trail check, too much contact. And Jim Major flags that one down. And Bedford will have its chance to clear here. They got players opposite side. Give it up. There you go. Get your mismatch and your 2-on-1s and feed the ball. Get to green. Good job carrying away by Carly Hodgson-Rogers. Oh, that's a good feed inside. Can you catch it and finish? Right into the goalie's pad. That was a great, that was a nice change of planes. But I tell you what, getting down low in a hurry was Eliza Nass, and she was able to track that one down, take it on the pad, clamp it down in the crease. Back to Kennebunk we go. Huge save just when they needed it most. And just when Bedford needed it most, the huge save comes up, and it's still 8-4. Major turn of events right there. Wow, look at Kennebunk. They're 25 yards away from the goal. If Bedford's not going to press out, they're not going to press in. Why? There's no shot clock. Take your time. Outside of a possible stall warning, you know, why would you bother? You're up 4 goals. Keep it that way. And another defensive foul right there. We're going back to the arc for a free possession. 6:50 and counting, folks. And it looks like it's going to be Keenan one more time. Again, electrifyingly fast runner. I think she's going to go right to the rack. She does. Changes planes. Great step out and a terrific save right there by Cy. Boy, did Bedford need that. But guess who got the rebound, folks? And all they're going to do is chew clock. Chew clock. They'll rotate through. Bedford presses out. They'll take the slot if they can. But there's no need to do it. Keenan sizes it up. Takes the defense from O'Donnell and backs it out. Good retreat step. A little bit of a flip move. Nice job right there from flipping it over to Dowling. Dowling dishes off. It goes below GLE. And here comes that cool rotation that Coach Barker has as a staple in her offensive move. Kennebunk floods the top, and now the opposite. They've got a stack going to their opposite side of the ball where they can pick and go through and create some green space inside. We got interference, kind of like a moving pick. That's going to go back to Bedford. They needed that one like you need oxygen, folks. And running it hard down the field is O'Donnell. She's looking to dish it off. People trying to recover if you're wearing blue. That is a terrific trail check. Beautiful job by Noonan, recognizing what O'Donnell was giving her and taking it away. Holy cow. Good play right there. Let me tell you about Earth Tech Systems, which is a local premier green heating, and we do have a timeout on the field. With that kind of knowledge in advance, I think, Steve, I'm going to go to Vegas. So we got green heating and cooling technology courtesy of Earth Tech Systems. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. There is no install or repair project that's too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Also, once again, are you looking to play sports in college? I know a lot of folks are now. If yes, then let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, film sporting events, and live stream, all with the goal of helping young athletes get noticed by college coaches. With the Highlight Guy, you, Y-O-U, are the star. So let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com, all one word, no hyphens, thehighlightguy.com, or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. What a game we got here tonight. Figured it might be evenly matched. Kennebunk was thoroughly prepared and has executed its game plan to a T. They wanted to possess, did not need to get in a track meet against a very athletic Bedford team. And as Coach Annie Barker in her 25th year said to me earlier, and we discussed it, I think in the third quarter, triple times she said, possession, possession, possession. That's exactly what they've done. They've done transition when they can, and they've used their good IQ with their feeds, and really they have taken advantage of their free possessions. Excellent game plan, and we got double Hatties for them by Camden Keenan and Anna McCarran. And they have the ball, up 8-4, 5:12 on the clock. And here comes the aforementioned McCarran carrying it with serious speed. And for her to dust D1 bound Maddie Kiley says a lot about McCarran's athletic and physical abilities. Nice job on the solo clear. And way, way outside again are Kennebunk using every bit of that 30 yards that's above the goal line and another 10 below it. Another rollback. That was good job. It's about the 5th time we've seen Kennebunk use that roll. And there is a beautiful feed, drawing a crash from upside from the goal line, recognizing that the help was coming off that roll and spotting the player down below at GLE, able to finish, gets topside in a hurry before the crash down occurs. Beautiful job playing lacrosse by Kennebunk right there. 4:34 in the clock. It is 9-4. And the aforementioned mystery number 8 was the goal scorer right there. We'll do whatever we can to figure out who is who. That happens sometimes at the high school. I've never had it happen during college games, but it does happen at the high school level. Somebody needs an extra jersey or forgets one. Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy or invest in real estate, talk to Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal, which is a luxury realtor. She is licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts, can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire, so contact Deb at 603-945-2763 or email deb@thedowgroup.com. Alex Hoy is the goal scorer right there. Alex gets herself on the scoreboard. We'll have to get her on the roster at some point. All right, well, Alex Hoy's goal at the 4:30 mark brings Kennebunk to a 5-4 lead, largest of the day. And with 4:15 left, the clock's still ticking away. That is tough and a very, very tall mountain to climb if you're the Bulldogs. And this one's going to start out at the 12-meter fan, courtesy of Maddie Kiley. If you're going to do something, Bedford, you got to do it in a hurry. And look at the trapping and the pressure, triple team and too much. It's right in her head area. That's a safety concern. You're in the sphere, they call it, and can't do it. Important safety concern. But it occurred outside, so Maddie Kiley goes back to the 12-meter fan. And she'll get instant triple team right there. Gets it over to Hodgson Rogers, and that one, the shot goes wide, but we had contact before. So Hodgson Rogers is going to the first hash to the right, and she's got to go. She has to go. It's 3:20 and counting. Clock does not stop until inside 1 minute. Hodgson Rogers bounces it. That is what the doctor ordered. 3:15, 9-5, courtesy of numero uno. And boy, did Bedford need that one. Made the most of her opportunity. That is a good goal. And, yeah, she didn't waste any time. And Bedford still can't waste any time. They're down 4, 3:15 on the clock. It is not impossible. Seen it happen many, many times. But they got to get possession. They got to win every draw control, and then they can't waste too much time on offense. So if you like what you're seeing here and hearing with our live stream, and if you think you'd like to advertise with the Highlight Guy, please do. But if you just want more information, let's learn more. Steve at thehighlightguy.com. All right, back to the dot we go. All the sun is off the field. It's on the treetops farthest away from our camera. Ably manned by my man Steve Cody, who is the highlight guy. Rich McDonough here on the call. Always happy to be at a lacrosse game. Better yet when I can be behind the glass and not getting rained on. All right, hit the reset real quick. It's 3:15. Bedford needs the ball in a hurry, and they did. They got a little hold on that one on the draw, so they get the quick restart, and here comes Hodgson Rogers looking to create. You got your speed Merchants out there if you're Bedford. 3 minutes even coming up, and they've got to go. Maddie Kiley. And now you see Kennebunk packed in real deep right there. And anytime it's coming through, you're going to get a triple team. They get the ball to the ground, picking it up in traffic. Great job by Noonan. She gets out to green space. She's all alone on the far side of the field. Once she crosses up to 30, you watch. She'll put the brakes on. And she curls out of the rotation and is just looking to chew clock. What does Bedford have to do? They've got to get outside and just take risks. They've got to put the pressure on. You can't be content to just play 5 yards away. 2:25 on the clock, down 4. Got to make something happen. You got nothing to lose. And they're just content. They'll stay on the back line, make Bedford go full field. If anything happens, any kind of unforced error happens, make them go full field. Bedford might be just out of gas. Early in the season, you haven't developed your game stamina, and that's a real good move underneath right there by McCarron. She's been doing it all day. Had a little opening right there. She drove toward that near pipe. Smart McCarron gets outside and possess the ball. Again, better we have it than they have it. You want to come play, play. Look at all that. It's about 30 yards of space on the opposite side of McCarron, who's D'd up right there by Drown. McCarron's just toying with her. Brings her out into the sand, kind of like a Clint Eastwood standoff, and just dishes it out inside the restraining line, carrying it over across is Camden Keenan. Nobody can run with Camden Keenan. I've seen that all day. She puts it in her left and it's gone. Back of the net. I think that'll be all she wrote, folks. If it wasn't already, the bus is started up. It is 10-5 at 1:15, courtesy of Keenan and McCarron, who've been doing it together all day long. And that was just a real good recognition. She recognized that everybody was pressing out, trying to shut off the adjacent passes or even the skip lanes. And she executed that move perfectly. A little bit of a jab step, tons of green spaces down the slot. Bang, zoom. No goalie's going to stop that 5-goal lead. Well, 1:15. I've seen crazier things, but not much. 5-goal lead with 1 minute and 15 seconds. That's about as impossible as it gets. Oh, run right over the just ran right over that was Kenny, and ran over it, ran past it, and we're at 1 minute even, folks. Bedford's just got to go to rack in a hurry. Oh, looking for that slot cutter, can't do it. Sails over the head, but good pickup by Hodgson Rogers, and another good save by Eliza Nass. She has come in and had about 4 or 5 really good saves, yielding only one. Showing herself why she is a valuable sophomore goalkeeper. They've got 2 of them. That is a luxury. You can have 2-way practices. Whistle before that shot was let loose. And inside of 1 minute, as we discussed earlier, 28.9. Inside that critical scoring area, the clock stops. So we'll get a free possession. Looks like Maddie Kiley's got it. All-American caliber player going right to the rack. Shoots in a hurry, drops it right onto the body. Didn't change planes, didn't go wide or anything. And holding her feet steady and yip-free was Nass. We just got to compliment her, and she does it yet again. And this has been a total team effort by the Kennebunk Rams. really setting the table for their season as they get to try to, I won't say avenge, but they got upset in that first round against Yarmouth last year, 8-7, and it opened a lot of eyes, probably left a lot of people disappointed. But it's a new day, new season, and Coach Barker in her 25th season gets her girls on the road and in the win column. Bedford drops to 1-1 now overall. I said earlier that out-of-state games don't count. They didn't when I was coaching. Forgive me, folks. Bedford coming up. They got Londonderry High School on Friday. For all that work, they got to play South on the April 21st, and then they are at number 7 Wyndham on April 28th. That's a tough road for the Bedford Bulldogs, but with the great coach at the helm, Christine Hodgson, they can hold serve, and they'll get their mojo going. This is a good team waiting to happen. Get your reps, look at the game tape, and you're going to get better. And this Bedford Bulldogs team will. You keep your eyes on Kennebunk. They've been here visiting New Hampshire. They're for real. We just saw that. So keep your eyes on the Class A standings in Maine. And again, I want to say thank you to my buddy Steve Cody, who is the highlight guy. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email him at steve@thehighlightguy.com. And for everybody here in the Bedford booth, this is Rich McDonough signing off. So glad you were with us. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get a coach interview real quick, and we'll get back to you if we can get that done. If not, it's been a pleasure, everybody. We'll see you on Friday.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the 2 well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Well, everybody, Rich McDonough here for the highlight guy. This has been a good game at Bedford visiting. Kennebunk came in to, 90 minutes or so, and serve on the field. Bedford is a Titan, and Kennebunk came in well prepared. Coach Barker, you and I got to talk this morning, and your message to me was we got to be disciplined, we've got to possess, we have to win some individual battles, and it looks like executed to perfect plan.
I think we came in here and we played the smart game that we've been asking them to play, and they executed everything that we asked them to execute.
Right, and I thought the time of possession, I could see it early on as a fellow coach and a goalie. I don't like so many shots coming at me, but that really set the tone in the first quarter. And then, as you said, how can we do against Maddie Kiley at the draw circle? And
She was good. She won probably 3/4 of the draws on
yeah, it was impressive. And I'm a recovered lawyer. 9/10 of the law is possession, 99% in lacrosse, and then ground balls when most needed. And could you introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm Anna McCarran, and I'm a junior at Kennebunk.
And she had a hat trick.
I did.
She had with your line mate there, Keenan. You both had hatties. She played a great game, incredibly fast.
Thank you.
Yeah, and ground balls. I mean, I kept calling you the vacuum cleaner. So what's your mindset when you see that ball on the ground?
I've really been working on that. I think my strength as an athlete is my hustle. So ground balls is somewhere I really like to shine. Like, even if it's a bad game, even if I'm making small mistakes, ground balls is where I can just make it up and do my best. So I really focus on that, and I think that's what gives us some good momentum in a game. So I like to just have that energy and send it to the rest of my team.
And even though there's a bit of a youth movement on both sides of the ball today, I saw a lot of good chemistry. Do you feel that way? Do the girls feel that way?
Yeah, we've been like working together a lot in the off season. I think we've really built some chemistry. We're like scoring a lot as a team. It's not just one person. It's taking all of us. The freshmen are contributing really well, and I think us upperclassmen are just helping them show off their skill. And yeah, it's great team offense.
And nothing wrong with a little swagger, but I saw a lot of ego-free lacrosse, and that's a good that's a way to set the table for the season. I would imagine you all will talk about that on the bus, and you're probably feeling good when you're getting back to the coast.
Yeah, it was a really exciting game. I think we're just going to take this momentum into the regular season with us.
Well, it's going to be fun. I let everybody know here in New Hampshire that they ought to keep an eyeball on the Class A play this season. And as a longtime player, goalie coach, head coach, I'm a fan now.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Coach. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Rich McDonough for the highlight guy. We will see you down the road. Safe travels, everybody.